Hey guys, Jared here, and today we're going to talk about Nintendo's E3, not press conference, but their Nintendo Direct. This year Nintendo got in a lot of hot water from the fans. I watched their conference, or their Direct. It was a very unusual one, and I know why a lot of the fans are like, WTF. It was really unique, okay? It was really, really unique. I didn't mind the puppets. Some people flipped out over the puppets. That's the way they pieced it all together. I actually thought that was cute. I was okay with that. That's Nintendo. I mean, that's them. They're goofy. But what I thought was really crazy was there's a lot more Amiibo stuff coming out. There's even an Animal Crossing that's directly linked with Amiibo. And I am totally done with Amiibo. The fact that you can't get them anywhere, the fact that they sell out like instantly, I find it utterly ridiculous. If you know that you have that much demand, supply your demand. I find it ludicrous that you have parents going out there spending like $80 to like $200 per Amiibo when they're like $20, $25. What the hell? Like, so that annoys me right there. I don't like the fact that, you know, they're pushing more Amiibo when you can't buy them. So whatever. Whatever. Like the Sony and Microsoft conferences, I'm not going to go through everything in order or whatever, just stuff I want to talk about. But overall, Nintendo show was very, very odd. I don't want to say it was disappointing, but it just wasn't what I expected. Let's put it that way. So Star Fox Zero is the big one. That's unique. I really would like to get my hands on that to see how it plays, because you get the R-Wing view from your TV, and from the gamepad you get like a first-person view, and you can sort of like aim stuff while looking down in your first person to sort of like, you know, get a better viewpoint. I don't know, I don't know if that's going to play as well as it looks. It looks really unique. I would really like to get some hands-on, because I've heard a lot of mixed reactions on how it feels at the show floor. So I'm kind of curious to see how it actually holds up. But it looks good. It does look good. The one that I really want to talk about, and this is the one that a lot of people are ticked off about, and that is Metroid Prime Federation Force. Excuse me. And it also includes basically two different mini games, side games, whatever. So you get this 4-player co-op mode where you can take down select missions, they say. I have no idea. I think it looks like Metroid Prime Hunters? Or Metroid Hunters. I don't remember. But remember that game on the DS where it was like a first-person shooter? Like literally a shooter, where you would go, it was 4 players, and you can tap the screen and shoot everybody in the face. Well, that's what this looks like. And then there's almost like this soccer game type of thing that comes with, called Blast Ball. It's a sports game. I gotta be honest, okay? I gotta be honest. I'm okay with side games. I am. Look at Mario. You get Mario Tennis, which was actually, another one was announced for the Wii U. Which was actually the only big game announcement for the Wii U outside of Star Fox, which kind of shocked me too. I was like, wow, really? But I'll get to that in a sec. Anyway, so I don't mind side games, side series, side this, side that, but it's weird. I felt it was weird to have a side game announced for a franchise where you haven't had a main entry in like 5 years. Like, I just thought that was weird. You know, it's like, imagine if there was no Zelda game that had been released in 5-6 years, and then they announced Link's crossbow training or something like that, and you're like, what? Like, where the hell's the main game? So I just thought that was kind of unusual, and apparently one is not in development for the Wii U, which means that's crazy. That means that we're back to the N64. Essentially, we will go an entire console generation without a new Metroid game on their home platform. That's wild, man. Wild. Considering the success of the Metroid Prime series, both on the GameCube and on the Wii, I thought for sure we would get one. I thought it was a certainty that we would get one on the Wii U, but apparently not, because apparently one is not in development right now, and let's be honest, next Christmas you will be able to buy the NX. Like, I'm sure of it, because they did not talk about anything they're working on for the Wii U. And Reggie and them, like during the show floor, were saying that, oh, you know, we wanted to focus on the here and now, and you know, that's something we do. That's BS. It's not something you do. You announce Zelda, and when you announce Zelda, it was like ages before the game would be released. So that's not something you do. That's simply, you know, the reality is that you guys don't have anything coming out. I think everyone can pretty much agree with that. That they're gonna wind this down now, and that's sad. It's expected, but it's still sad, you know? Anyway, so that was really weird. Like, really. I thought that was really odd to have that Metroid game, that sort of like side game shown, and then no mention of a real Metroid. I was just like, well, you know, like the classic, you're all alone, you're isolated, that. And I was just surprised. It was really odd. Will it be fun? Most likely. That's the thing with Nintendo. All their games are fun. And speaking of fun, Super Mario Maker hits on, what was it, September 11th. And can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be like a never-ending Mario game. And I am super stoked. I can't say anything other than that. Like, it's going to be awesome. New Zelda game. Interesting. And it's called The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. It's the return to the Four Swords universe, even if it's not officially. It's actually, there's 3 of you now, and you work cooperatively, and my goodness, it's online. Whoa! Can you believe that? Yeah, so you work together, you can like hop on each other's head to like shoot things that are a little bit higher. It looks a lot like the same style of The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds. And so, yeah, looks good. I mean, the trailer I saw, I think it was 1 minute and 30 seconds or something, so they really didn't show much. It looks good, though. It does look good. I don't think there was a time frame. I don't recall. I don't think there was a time frame announced. So Stephen and I will definitely be checking that one out whenever it hits. I don't think it's this year, but maybe I'm wrong. Like I say, I took notes as I was watching these things, and some of them I skipped over certain things. So no, that's good. That should be a nice, fun. Again, I would consider something like that like a side game, but it should be fun. It should be a lot of fun. Yoshi's Woolly World hits on October 16th, and that looks sick. I'm really looking forward to that. It looks beautiful, and I'm sure it's going to be a blast to play. But I don't really have much more to say, and because, well, it's a game we already knew about. Oh, I should also say that that Zelda game is for the 3DS. It's not for the Wii U. Which I think you could sort of piece that together, considering I said it's in the same vein as A Link Between Worlds. I already mentioned the new Mario Tennis, and I already went into the whole thing about the fact that I really do think that the Wii U now is winding down, and that next year at E3 it will be the debut, or maybe before, who knows, of the NX. And I'm at the point now where really, truly, I would not be surprised if what happened with Twilight Princess happens with the new Zelda game that was coming out for the Wii U, because no mention of it at all. Pushing it into next year holiday maybe. I don't know. Unless the NX is hitting the following year, that I don't know. And considering the fact that all the games are announced for like this year for the Wii U, no one is going to buy a Wii U next year if they weren't already interested. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't know. This is always the hard part, right? Because these are the transition years where you transition into a new console. It's going to be very difficult for Nintendo to do this over the next, well, year. Anyway, and then the last thing for me of interest was Fire Emblem Fates. I'm happy that they changed the name from If to Fates, because for us anyway, that makes a lot of sense. 2016 release date, looking forward to that. Love me some Fire Emblem. And that was pretty much the conference, at least in terms of what I was interested in and things that really appealed. I know there was Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenoblade X. Oh, I forget what the heck it's called. But again, like that to me, we've known about that for so long. It's already out in Japan, and like that's the thing. Like it's hard to be overly excited about certain things that you already knew about. Like, yeah, it's cool seeing new trailers, but like if you look at that list, they already knew about Xenoblade. Star Fox had already been announced. Good that we saw it though. Super Mario Maker had already been shown and announced. Yoshi's Woolly World was already announced and shown. And Fire Emblem Fates was already announced and shown. So overall, very little new actually came from the press conference, and what was there was just odd in terms of like shock value. But it's okay. Overall, I am not as disappointed as some people were with their conference. They were like, oh my gosh, it's terrible and this and that and everything else. I will say that maybe that Metroid Prime Federation Force, it's weird timing. That's all. I get what they're trying to do, but I can see why a lot of people are ticked off. I mean, it makes sense. They want another real, full, single-player Metroid game. So do I. Aha. With Zelda, I can't believe we're getting another Zelda. It's been, what? I think it's like a Zelda a year we've been getting. It's crazy for the 3DS. It's been pretty wild. So that's cool. And then everything else just looked good. I mean, it really does. It looks good. So overall impressions of E3 2015 are, well, for me personally, this was probably one of the best years ever. I would have loved to have been there to see some of the major shocking announcements like the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Shenmue 3, and the Xbox backwards compatibility. I would have loved to have gotten my hands on Tomb Raider for the Xbox One. I would have loved to have tried Fallout 4, The Last Guardian, and for Nintendo, would have loved to have played some Super Mario Maker and tried Triforce Heroes out and seen how it was. That would have been kind of neat. And anyways, so that's it. Like I say, I know I left out a whole bunch of games, but for me, those were some of the biggest things for E3 2015. And, well, what did you enjoy from the Nintendo conference or E3 as a whole? Leave a comment and let me know. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this three-part series, and, well, back to the regular schedule. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.